Hey, we're back. Cine 2014. We are bringing the show to you live from an iPhone over there, an iPad over there. Well, that's a blank Padcaster because the iPad in there hit the ground really hard. But it's insured, so we're happy. I'm here with Jem Schofield of the C47. We're a little slap happy.
Trust all your gear to Vanguard tripod systems.
You know, they worked really well until about 15 minutes ago.
Until the wind started blowing?
And then they didn't work very well at all. So we're going to talk, let's change the subject and talk about Jem. By the way, I brought up Jem Lighting to somebody the other day. We've been talking to a lot of lighting
Jem
companies.
Studio Lighting.
Yes, but there's a guy from Felix here the other day. They have really nice stuff.
They do.
Okay, so I talked to a couple reps from there, and I was very, very impressed with their products. Really nice stuff.
Lighting is evolving.
Yes.
And so are a lot of other things.
Humans. Very slowly. My tail is almost gone. Anyway, this is a real interview. You got to tell me, because we've known each other a long time.
Yes.
We teach digital boot camp classes together, the Filmmakers Intensive, which we did.
Really, I mean, when the 5D Mark II came out, we started doing classes almost immediately after that camera shipped.
Yes.
And started doing weekend workshops continuously for the better part of 2.5 years, 3 years.
They were the best weekends of my life, Jem. They really were. 3 days away from my kids.
I was about to say, peace and quiet.
We both have 3 kids, and to just take a little tiny break just to teach was teaching. I mean, it wasn't like we were just goofing around.
No, and Cine Gear is obviously ending soon because strange sounds are happening. People are drinking, and
yesterday we were doing an interview at this booth, and some guy comes out with bagpipes.
I saw that guy. He was the least likely looking bagpipe player in the world. He didn't look very Scottish to me.
No, and actually his bagpipe playing, I'd say it was quite good, except I'm not sure that you could say good bagpipe, like it's a contradiction in terms.
Yes.
It really sounded like somebody was killing a duck. Just squeezing and killing.
A pheasant.
Yes.
A pheasant.
Well, it was hurting my ears, but you know what? We didn't even stop the interview. We just kept right on talking. We figured the range on these things is pretty small. And we just worked.
Can I ask you a question? So
yes.
Right now,
camera 1 now.
So this is camera 1.
Yep.
And is this what I think? This is the new Padcaster for the iPad Mini?
That is the Padcaster for the iPad Mini.
And then this is the full size?
That's for the Air, yep.
Okay, got it.
Just don't blow on it. It will fall over. Oh, and there's another one. Okay, we just lost camera 3.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we were using iPhone right there with the iPro lens system, the iPad Mini and the Padcaster Mini.
Yes.
And in that rig back there, there's one that we've been doing wireless. We've been roving around going wireless with a Marshall video transmitter out of
the
iPad.
one that they released, they showed it, not this NEB, but the NEB before, and now it's a very real product being used all over the place.
Very real for us. We were out and about interviewing people all over the place.
How do you hook that up to the iPad?
Well, here we go. Neil Barham, you know him from Filmic Pro?
Yes.
The guy?
Yes.
So he has a new build,
yep.
which finally has a clean HDMI out, no UI on top of it. So you can go Lightning to HDMI out of the iPad with clean HDMI out, and in theory go right into the Marshall transmitter. But this one, actually, Marshall liked it going through a Ninja box first as a pass-through.
Atomos.
Yes.
Not the Kinect, but the actual recorder?
You can see it up there, but we're only using it as a loop. You see it up there on the?
Yes, I see it.
But for some reason, it regulates the video signal, and the Marshall liked it coming out of that. It did not like it coming straight out of the iPad.
You should try their Kinect boxes. Have you seen those?
No, I
They're
haven't.
even smaller, and they do. Well, they might work. They do HDMI to SDI and SDI to HDMI.
As long as it has a loop. I mean, that's the thing. We're going HDMI in and HDMI out.
Yeah.
And it works beautifully, and it's giving us manual control over the picture. So unlike these guys in Stony Brook who are using Skype to do the same sort of thing and go to a live correspondent, except the focus is like throbbing and it's like super pixelated.
I've seen it.
It's like
showed
AVR
it.
3.
Yeah.
It looks great. But this looks phenomenal because it's full HD and it's got focus and exposure control.
Yeah.
It's a brave new world.
It's all changing.
Yes. So you have something that I want you to talk about because you used to do a daily video called Gearbox from the C47.
Yep. For 3.5 years.
And you've almost never missed a day, right? I mean, you really...
Yeah, I would say probably in 3.5 years, based on some family stuff and things like that, there was probably a total of 2 weeks in that entire 3.5 year time where I missed.
That's dedication.
So I did it on vacations. I did it all the time. Well, I did it also because it was fun to do it, and I was learning. probably for the first 3 years. And then in the last 6 months, I was sort of thinking, what could I do that I could continue to learn? So I don't do them as much, but I'm actually going to start yesterday, actually, I shot my first 2 episodes of the new series.
Now, how long are these videos?
They're probably going to be between 5 and 15 minutes long, each one. They're not going to just be single camera. They're going to be 2 cameras.
Okay.
And they're kind of going to be in between what I did for my daily video podcast called Gearbox and the videos that I produce for Canon. Okay. So they're not as extensively produced as the Canon videos, but they're not a stream of consciousness. So each episode is going to have one particular topic that I'm going to cover, and I'm going to teach something related to craft. Right. So I can tell you, I'll tell you what the first 2 were that I did yesterday. First one, because I thought about it for a very short period of time, is actually audio related. Okay. Because everybody forgets about audio. Yes. And I talked about different types of condenser mics and the advantages of using a cardioid pickup as opposed to a supercardioid for interior or shooting when you're in certain spaces. Okay. And then I do an A/B where I actually hook up one mic, which is a supercardioid, which is the NTG3 inside, and then I do the same thing with a cardioid mic, the NT55, and you can actually hear the difference of why you might want to use that mic over the other one in that situation. And then the second one is...
wait, why would you want to use a cardioid versus
Well, it doesn't have a tail in the back, so it doesn't have any kind of pickup in the back at all. Right. So when you're inside and you've got all these weird reflections and things like that, or an air conditioning vent, up at the top, and you're booming from above... a hyper or supercardioid or a shotgun mic pickup pattern can have problems. Right. And they also have tails on the side as well, even though they are rejecting. And cardioid is just sort of like this big heart spherical shape in the front, and it's also great. Cardioid's great when you're doing a 2-shot. Because you can, and just put the lobe in the lobey lobe and right in the lobe.
Now wait a minute. I used to mix features, and I used the Shep's. I think an MK41.
Okay, so let me just tell you something.
Okay, not all hypercardioids are created equal.
No. You mixed features.
Yes.
We're talking about the fact that there's tons of people nowadays who are camera operators who are forced to be sound recordists.
Yes.
They don't have a mixer. So what do they do in order to get good quality audio? A sound recordist is sitting there with a mixer, and they can go in there and they can roll off, they can change frequencies. They know how to use something that has a hyper or supercardioid or shotgun polar pattern, and they know what to do with that in different situations. Us mere mortals, us little short, bald, white people in the world, thank you.
Totally tall.
What are you come on, what are you saying? We have difficulties when we are forced into situations where we can't hire a sound recordist. Right. And I've found that in certain situations using that. Also, cardioids are nice for on-camera mics, which I hate to use, but they pick up less from the rear, so camera handling noise is less of a problem. Sure. So they're not ideal for everything, but they... For less than $400, if you're going to have to be responsible for your audio, you should have a shotgun mic and you should have a cardioid mic inside of your kit. Yep. Just my opinion.
Now, I have a new love in the sound, in the mic field. It's the MK-E600.
Yes.
And it really is like I was shocked. I was like, this can't be.
Amazing. And the price point is crazy.
$240.
What's up with that?
It breaks my rule of if your mic takes a battery, it's not a good mic.
And I always say that rule because of you.
Except for the 600, it's actually true.
Really?
I've never used a microphone that took an onboard battery.
Can you get one for free?
No, I'm not.
No,
even
I'm just playing.
I'm just playing. By the way, I wish Sennheiser. I love your stuff. Just send stuff, please. Anyway, I like a lot of mics. That's the thing. I'm sort of like a junkie for mics. Look, Rode makes a ton of good stuff.
A lot of great stuff.
By the way, Marshall. MXL making mics that we're using their mics.
Oh, that's right.
Now.
It is their brand.
Yeah,
and these are dynamic mics.
Yeah, exactly. Now this is a great mic for interviews, for journalism.
Absolutely,
that sort of thing.
And great in all weather conditions. You do need to be close to the mic, though.
Right.
I mean, there's a reason that they use the Shure SM58, and you can't do a mic drop with a condenser mic. Let's be honest.
It's not going to happen.
That's all dynamic. If you want to do a mic drop, you need a dynamic mic.
Yes.
You want to be that.
If I had a nickel for every time I said that. If you want to do a mic drop, you need a dynamic mic. See, now I have 10 cents for every time I said it.
I'm going to put the sunglasses on soon.
I know, we're starting to,
Okay.
it's getting to be about that time. But this mic allowed us to continue doing an interview with bagpipes blaring from like 10 feet
true.
away.
Yeah, I mean, they're not as sensitive as condenser mics, but that's one of the things that makes them ideal for this.
Yep.
And then the second one I did was on lighting, and we don't have to talk about that. But the show's going to start up in probably July. I want to have the episodes kind of packaged together. Once I start the show, it's every week.
Okay.
So it's going to be, one will go out every Sunday night for Monday, and it's just
gosh.
going to be continuous, and I'm going.
So what kind of head start are you going to give yourself? How many episodes are you going to have in the
Maybe 4.
can? You're only going to give yourself a 4-episode lead?
Yeah, but fortunately, if this all works out, I'm actually going to have real sponsors this time.
Right.
So I'm going to be able to take 2 or 3 days out of every week and treat it like a job, unlike the daily video podcast, and I'm actually going to be able to create this content.
That's great.
And it's going to be free, and it's going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on Vimeo, it's going to be on the C47.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
You're
a knowledgeable guy. You're probably the last
so
one
are
to
you.
recognize that, but you know more. You forgot more than I know.
No,
about
it's not true.
Believe me.
No.
I've seen you teach.
No, but I'm very excited that there's something else that I'm going to be able to do. I was talking about doing long form, paid training and stuff, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted stuff to be free for people. I think that's what people want. I want it to be short, and I want guests to be on there as well. So the idea is that,
You pointing at somebody over there?
No, you.
Oh, me!
Yeah, and other people in the industry. So I was talking to drone dudes today. I was like, come on the show. We'll do an episode with you.
Right.
And I want to sit down with filmmakers, and I want to talk to them about the craft. That'll probably be like every 4 to 6 episodes. We'll get somebody in from the industry to.
Yeah, those are the sponsorless episodes. Those are like those odd episode of X-Files that didn't relate. It was like kind of funny and it didn't tie into the plot. It was just kind of a throwaway. Like they needed a comedy episode or something. So that'll be the one where you're sitting with me. No one's gonna
like this episode.
This is perfect.
What is the name of the show that we're on right now?
Peter, what's the name of the show that we're on right now?
Peter, what's the name of the show we're on right now? Give me. What's a?
We don't have it. It's first of all, it's BeTerrific's coverage of Cinegear 2014.
Right.
But it's Cinegear 2014.
Okay, so my point was that this episode of BeTerrific, sponsored by Adorama, content of the people that we know and love episode. This is one of those throw episodes because you have me on the show.
Can't we just replay this every 4 to 6 weeks? Like, wow, it's sunny in New Jersey.
You have Sight, Sound, and Story coming up
In a week, yes.
and that's going to be in New York.
Yeah.
And that's post-focused weekend of really amazing editors, and it's going to be primarily June 13th and 14th, or
It's
just June 14th?
There's a pre-party on the 13th at Westside Tavern, so if you're out there and you want to have
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, it's an unlucky day to have.
No, it's good. My kids are graduating that day. It's
Congratulations.
Gonna be fun.
So then the 14th from...
I don't mean graduate from high school or college.
They just graduated
they
from middle
graduated
school.
yeah, exactly. But that's a big deal.
Yeah, for them.
Right.
What do we have? We've got it's 10:30 to 10:30 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Right.
We've got a panel on documentary. Got a panel on TV with.
This is on the 14th.
This is on the 14th.
Yeah.
It's all day Saturday. Our TV panel's got the editors of Orange Is the New Black, of House of Cards, Blue Bloods, and then we've got Michael Kahn is our closing night panel. He's been
small name.
Spielberg's editor for 34 years.
Just
a little track record.
Yeah.
On top of that, we have a really cool. We decided to do a sports docudrama panel. So the team that does HBO's 24/7. They're coming. They actually had just been shooting something. They're going to come and bring some of that footage and talk about how they turn all of that crazy amount of content into high quality programming with no time at all. Because it really feels like a film, but it's cut at the speed of a reality show, and it's insane.
I did a couple of things for Apple where they wanted me to go in and they wanted me to essentially shadow a smoke artist with Final Cut Studio, and it was insane because I had to make air every night, even though the content that I was doing. So I had to match what the smoke artist was doing. Yeah. But in Final, I would never want that job.
Not on your worst enemy.
The pressure, no, it's insane. But this is nightly news. This is not like cable network news. This was nightly news, and it was pretty intense. Yeah.
I know. Compared to that, we're on the beach right now.
We are definitely on the beach.
Actually, we're really
with
close
our
to
rainbow
the beach.
monitor over here. What is this?
That is that's an Instacube.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know. It looks like an Atari 2600.
It also looks like you can take pictures with it, and it spit out Polaroids and stuff like that.
Well, what it does is you can hashtag pictures
really?
via Twitter. It just pops right up on the. What, you gonna do it right now? Oh, okay.
Just had to.
You got to do it. You got to make the hand signal.
I don't know. I think so.
Well, it's a cool box, and I do believe they're a sponsor, right, Peter?
Yeah, they could be. Well, they are now.
Cube?
Even if
We're
they're
just
not,
friends
we're
with them.
making you an honorary sponsor. And then I'm going to go out to Oregon right after your Sight, Sound, the Story. I'm going to do my third year of a 2-week film camp for teenagers, which
Very
I love
nice.
to do.
And
then in the end of July, I'm going to Scotland and doing like a 1 week intensive. Yeah, that'll be really fun. So
all right, well,
it's a light and shoot. So that's what the whole idea is.
we have had too many requests at Manhattan Edit Workshop for Digital Cinema Boot Camp. It needs to be retooled for a 4K universe.
We're going to do when it comes out, we're going to do A7S with the Shogun. We're going to do digital Bolex.
Yep.
And that's not 4K, but that doesn't matter.
No, but we can also do GH4 to
digital
Keep
cinema
Quad or
cameras,
something like that.
And then the Scion when it comes out, because we also have a relationship with AJA, and that'll be still Aja to me because of Steely Dan.
Always their best album.
Yeah.
Do you want to take us out with a little...
Steve Gadd? you want a couple of stick clicks?
Can you do it?
No.
Damn it.
One take, by the way.
Okay.
And you know they're notorious for how many...
Yeah.
So
one take, huh?
Yeah, one take.
Wow.
For Asia.
Yeah. Where are they now? They're touring with Dan Fogelberg and Jackson Brown. See him on the Dinosaur Tour at Nassau Coliseum. It's sad because Journey's playing. What is Journey now?
it's
It's like a guy with a high-pitched voice with the rest of the band.
Who sings Eye of the Tiger? That starts with an S.
Survivor.
I was at Epcot Center with my family,
There was
and we're
Survivor.
walking around, and it was the Food and Wine Week, and there was Survivor performing.
I actually saw. I was driving upstate, tiny little town, nothing going on, and then there's a Bob Seger singing at this
A casino.
Not even that. It was just like some roadside place.
Roadside bar.
Everything's a cycle, Jim. Everything's a cycle. You
So,
go up, you come down.
I can't wait for another 20 years when there'll be two other more qualified people than us saying.
Yes.
And I passed Jem on the street, and I was like that poor
He had a
ass
cardboard
little
sign.
old man. Yeah, he's
Said,
like,
"We'll drop pants for food." Just locked the doors,
we'll-
rolled up the windows.
feed me for a lighting lesson.
Oh, please, that'll never happen.
Stop it.
They'll be working for you someday,
Yeah,
Jem.
right.
Like we all will.
Yeah.
So I think anything else you want to say? Anything else coming up for you?
No, I'm just glad I saw you because I was over there at Canon's booth just saying hi, and then I saw you, and then I got to see a whole bunch of stuff.
Then he broke Michael's iPad.
I didn't break it.
Oh, sure you did. I saw you.
That is so messed. I'm up there. How did that even happen?
A gust of wind and a flimsy
How
trap.
did you even go to this area that I now broke the iPad? I love the fact that somebody else has broken the iPad. It's
And
like
now
three
it's
different
your
people.
fault.
Yeah, now it's me.
Yep. Well, I guess that's going to be. We're
Did
going
I
to go.
break the iPad?
Yeah, you totally broke the iPad. We're going to
Did
go.
I break
to,
the iPad?
Yes, you broke.
No,
the
I
iPad.
did not. So I willed it from the top of the stairs.
You have automatic mind command. He used the force from great distances to break this iPad.
Okay, that
We're
is-
going to come back with the wrap-up show. I think that, or we're going to. Is that what's coming up next? All right, we're going to come back. That was great. It's always fun to talk to you.
You too.
It's just so easy.
It's because we interview each other
We're like
as opposed to.
we're the comfortable old shoe of interviewer interviewee.
And I love feeling short all the time.
Yes.
Do you know what it's like, by the way, to moderate a panel with Garrett Brown and Tab Forshaw?
I don't know Tab, but Garrett's quite large.
Yeah, but they're both towering giants over me.
And in their industry too.
Completely.
I know.
Both have had huge impact on camera movement.
Well, it's funny. We're going to be starting, instead of doing just post-specific panels and shows, we're going to move into production
So we're
because
gonna
Sight,
talk.
Sound, and Story includes Sight.
So
right?
we're going to talk.
So we're talking to maybe bringing Garrett Brown in to talk about his work and show some clips from his stuff. And, of course, we're at a big show for cinematographers. So there's an ASC party later. I want to meet some of these guys
Me too.
and see if any of them want to speak.
Let's try to
Come
get a
New York.
ticket.
We're not getting a ticket. We're getting in for free. We're going to sneak in.
No, that's what I mean by a ticket.
All you do is you
Ticket doesn't mean I paid for. I would need a band.
go up to security, break an iPad Air on their head, and you just waltz right in. All right.
Thank you very much for what is the name of the show again?
It is BeTerrific's live coverage of Cinegear 2014. We're going to go to this commercial break, and when we're back, we're going to do the wrap-up show and see how it all plays out from there. All right, over to you guys.